That's why. I don't know why Streamlabs had me muted. It's like, congratulations, welcome back to Streamlabs. Your settings are all changed and nothing is how you left it. But we're doing a daily drive today. This is a test of the old RoamLink device from the old Truck 1, which has been mounted and transplanted into the new Truck 1. This is the 2020 Jeep Compass Latitude 6MT. This is that. New Truck 1, the old one back in early to mid March, about a week after Kankakee, detonated. Like, legit, the motor created a new window in the side of its own engine block on the side of the Pennsylvania Turnpike in Somerset. So we were heading out to eastern Pennsylvania to cover a severe risk, which turned out to be absolutely nothing. And motor in the old Truck 1 blew up. That 2005 Grand Cherokee, just 207,000 miles on it, and that was all she wrote. Video quality is okay, but drops a lot. Yeah. Through here, it's... I'm trying to see, is that Georgette? Through here, cell signal for everybody is pretty bad, so that's not surprising. I'm hoping it cleans up, and if it doesn't, I'm going to keep an eye on that. If it doesn't, the stream quality doesn't do too well, then I know that I need to change settings.
99.
And that's kind of the point.
County Prison 202 South Washington Street.
That's kind of the point of these test streams.
From a possible overdose.
Yeah.
On EMS 9.
On EMS, nice and loud. Yeah, I'm just gonna, well, what I usually do too, after the stream, like if I have commenters, that's awesome, because I already know that, that there's drops. So if there's drops, that's telling me something's up. I'll see what I can do about stream quality. But we're already running 720p at 30 frames per second. We're running that at 1500 kilobits per second. So maybe it's time to switch it to 1000 or 1200. But this is the new truck. This is the new truck, 2020 Jeep Compass. Got that 6-speed manual. I put out a video about it yesterday, introducing the new vehicle and showing the setup. I'm not 100% in love with those LTE antennas that we have in the roof right now, but I just couldn't put the 42G, 4GS, or whatever it is, antenna on the roof, because number one, I would have had to have drilled an 1.5-inch wide hole or a 2-inch hole, something like that. And number two, the thing is this big, and I've got nowhere up there that can actually support an antenna that large. Front cam is okay, but small face cam's a bit blurry. Kind of figured, cool. I'll go watch it back. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to drop the. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to drop the bit rate a little bit, because I don't think cellular in this area can support what I'm trying to do, which has always been a pain. Mobile streaming has always been a pain. Everybody claims now, oh no, it's 2026, it's modern, you know, it's not as hard anymore. Well, not as hard anymore and not being hard are two different things. So we'll have to get that hashed out. And that's okay, because that's the point of streams like this, is to get it all squared away. Wearing the Pennsylvania Storm Trackers t-shirt from last year's Meet the Chasers event. This year they're having another Meet the Chasers event. Not sure if I'm going to be able to make that one. We'll figure it out. We're in 6th gear already. We're going to drive through this park down here. Seen worse videos, yeah. We're going to drive through Moraine State Park, and that'll kind of be the stress test. I must say now signal's okay, more stable. Cool. So we're headed into an area where literally everybody's cellular signal has problems. And I'm going to say that the strongest signal through here is probably going to be AT&T, followed by Verizon, followed by T-Mobile, unless something's changed in the last couple of years. But heading down through Moraine State Park, the signal's going to degrade slowly, bit by bit, before getting better as we get near I-79, because they always cell signal seems to do better on the interstate, and so they've got the interstate pretty well covered. So we're heading towards I-79. Currently rolling along 6th gear, doing pretty well here. Only at about 1,800 RPM on the tack. Love this little truck. Do you want me to keep giving updates? That'd be great. That'd be great, because that'd be lifetime feedback. That'd be lifetime feedback. Now, bearing in mind, what you're seeing from me here on your YouTube feed is probably going to be running about 15 to 30 seconds behind what I'm experiencing in real life here. So, I'm just bearing that in mind, that whenever I'm getting reports, I have to think 20, 30 seconds into the past to think about where I was. But that's actually helpful feedback. We're currently coming up on the South Shore exit. South Shore exit from Moraine State Park in 1 mile. Forward velocity. Let's set this speed to 60 miles an hour. We'll set it to 60 so that, 60 miles an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. So I'll be going a mile a minute. Currently riding in the new 2020 Jeep Compass. Only 45,000 miles on this one. State Park here. This should be among the worst of the signal at this intersection here. And then the signal should start getting progressively better until we get to 79. The road does too.
Call out for 1-5 Park Place, Middlesex side. 63 over speed zone last night. 20 events 9:30.
Signal jumped. Cool. So, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. That'd be most of the way to that exit if we're talking about the lag. So, perfect. That is where. That little signal jump happened in an area where there is literally no signal from any one cell carrier, and the fact that it came back, as in it jumped ahead, the fact that it came back means that Streamlabs disconnect protection is working really well. Right about the right turnoff. Yep, that's the worst signal. That's the worst signal for all 3 carriers on this stretch. Makes perfect sense. Awesome. But the fact that it jumped and it came back is good, though. It's very good. We're heading out over Lake Arthur. Man-made lake. That rain's going to be getting here very shortly. I see it now coming in from Youngstown. It's actually past Youngstown now. State Route 422 road work. Expect delays. That's okay. Let's see what the gas prices look like up here at the Pilot. I am not running a Starlink, so this is purely cellular. RoamLink, all 3 cellular services. It's brought to you by our friends there at RoamLink by Mobile Must Have. MobileMustHave.com. All of your data supply, off-the-grid, RV, lifestyle needs can be met there. Mobile Must Have. Let's burn her down to 3rd gear. $4.59. That's actually less than it is near my house, so I understand that there's going to be more political chicanery, and gas prices are going to go up within the next hour or two, so let's go ahead and fill up. Signal's still stable, cool. All right, gonna go ahead and fill the tank here. Be right back. Okay. Coal signal still stable. Good. I'll jaunt right over here and get me something to drink. I'll be right back. Give me like 2-3 minutes.
Bonner Avenue. For small contained brush fires, I request you just come extinguish it.
Okay. I'm back. I am back. Is the signal still there? I don't have no copyrighted music. Oh, don't want to have to deal with that. Oh boy, get in trouble. Yes. All right. That is Georgette. Good. Oh, yeah. Window down there. Just getting this all hammered out of the way. Get the Saratoga water. I needed something to brush my teeth with, you know. What was that flex, you know? That flex people were doing on those influencer, the Insta-fluencer videos back a year or two ago. It'd be like, this is my 5 in the morning routine. Like, yeah, this is my 5 in the morning routine. It's just a video of me sleeping. You don't win if you don't grind, and you're not grinding if you don't get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. Why? What business is getting done at 5:30 in the morning? I'll wash my face with a, at the time, $20 bottle of sparkling water. Isn't it funny how the second people realized that Saratoga water exists, the prices went down? There we go. Got me a coffee, got me some water, got me blocked in by a bunch of big rigs. Because this intersection is somehow not set up for big rigs. Figure the intersection leading into a truck stop that's been here for 25 years would be set up for rigs, but it's definitely not. You can park like 2 of them on that spur, and then that's it. All right. Let's take 79 south to 488. And we'll jump on 488 there. Test that area. I want to see how this is doing in low output areas, which it looks like it's doing okay. I don't have a radio on. Are you talking about like the two-way radio? When they talk, you're hard to hear. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, the two-way radio. No, I'm aware of that. Really not a lot you can do about that, but I did turn it down a little bit earlier. Also, too... Yeah. We'll turn that down a little more. The issue, too, is that the scanner radio is, like, right here. So it's a lot closer to the microphone than I am. And I tried to solve that with remote input microphones, and all it did was mute the audio completely. So, unfortunate. Whatever works for everybody else rarely works for me, so. I actually should do something with a remote mic. I wish that more could be done, but it's like every time I try to do something, I wind up spending $150, and the problem gets worse. So, Once again, been sick constantly lately. I guess it's springtime in Pennsylvania because it's time for allergies. Vince has a nice noise canceling one. I know, and I know what he's using. It's a DJI. Last time I met Vince in the field, I noticed that he was using an iPhone. And that was direct patch with some DJIs. I have the same DJIs, but I have an Android. Totally different animal. And unfortunately, it's an animal that sucks because it doesn't do as good a job. My air conditioning smells bad. I bet you when I pull that cabin air filter, it's black. The dealership did jack shit for this truck before I bought it. They didn't even change the oil. They said they did. They did not. Like, oh, we changed the oil. Sticker on the windshield and the condition of the oil said you never did that. The mildew smell coming out of the air conditioning says you never changed the cabin air filter. The squealing coming from the brakes says you sold me a truck that needs brakes. That sales manager legitimately told me, we're not in the business of fucking people over. I told him, I said, you know, if I worked in a business as a finance guy where specifically my industry was world renowned for fucking people over, and I had someone sitting in my office that thought I was going to fuck them over, and I had intentions to fuck them over, do you know what I would tell them? I would say, I'm not trying to fuck you over. Screw it. Doesn't matter because I specifically wanted this truck. That was about the only way I was going to get it. I was getting it from hucksters and shysters. So, whatever. Now this road's even worse when it comes to cellular signals, so we'll see how this does. Yeah, we haven't been in business for 35 years by screwing people over. Oh, really? Because you know what's a great business model for making a ton of money and staying in business is bilking people out of their money. Back half of the truck just drew tabloids all over the side of the truck. They made sure to have this truck wet every time I saw it. Every time. The first day it had rained, and then the next time I came up there to test drive it, oh, we washed it, we did this, that, and the other, we did all this. Yeah, it was wet, because they didn't want me seeing how badly damaged the paint was. But that's okay. That's okay. Because I have a signed piece of paper saying that the truck has been detailed, which it hadn't, and that it had ceramic coating installed on it, which a detailer shop, a guy that I know runs a detailer shop, he put a spectrometer to it and certified that it didn't have an ounce of ceramic on it anywhere. But you guys charged me $3,000 for that. So, you know what? I can prove you fucking screwing people over. So, you can pay my detail bill and get that paint correction done, or this could get real ugly real quick. So, still testing out, still seeing how it's going. We're on 488 in Prospect. Oh, yeah, it's not a good service, but I mean, it's a used car dealership. It's actually a new Nissan dealership that also sells used cars. They wound up with somehow with a rare one of like 13 Jeep that I wanted. Signal's still okay. Good. Yeah, they somehow wound up with that. And you never see these. You never see these. Not a 2020. The newest you can get, the lowest mileage you can get, and it was actually cheap originally before they added on everything that they wanted to cram in there. Oh no, we can't sell this truck without adding $8,000 in options. Yeah, you can. No, the bank won't let us do it. It needs to be protected. You didn't put the ceramic coat on it, and I've never seen an aftermarket dealership warranty that actually covers anything, so I guess we'll find out. When I become a dictator, the first people I'm coming after is the politicians, and the second are the used car dealers. We will threaten the political elite and the used car salesman. So far, so good, I'm guessing. Prospect Pizza back here, got the touch-free car wash. Little gems tucked in all over the place back here. Junction with 528. Yeah. If I keep going straight, it kind of leads to the exit from Prospect, if that makes any sense. The Amish are working on building up this firehouse. I'm familiar with the construction going on. Co., which sells embroidered and screen-printed custom merchandise. Nothing to do with cars. Oh yay, triaxle dump trucks. I'm gonna have to just do this. Gotta kick that mirror out so I can see oncoming traffic. This is actually a very illegal intersection. I'm not sure how they wound up getting that built, but we're back on 422 now. Right, we are shifting, we are driving, we are moving. It looks like, Georgette, the signal's still good here. It looks like we have had no drops. It looks like we've had pretty good throughput the whole way. Also, Georgette. Cool. Georgette, I know you're here quite a bit. I know you're from, if I'm not mistaken, you're an American, but you're from outside the U.S. You're an expat. I need moderators, so I'm choosing some trusted people that have been on the team or been viewers for quite a while. Let's see if you wanted to do that. If you do, send me an email contact at dean@keystoneprime.us with your, spell out your YouTube username, and I can add that through community later when I get home. Currently, I only have two. Currently, I only have two mods. That's Maudlin and Vince Lewis. The Netherlands, their time difference is not helping. Yeah, I knew you were from outside the U.S. I knew that. I just couldn't remember if you were an American that was living abroad or if you were just from abroad. It was somewhere in Northern Europe. So we chug through town here. You got political infighting all over the country right now, and stuff going on with Israel and in Iran. We had a war and all this good stuff, and Strait of Hormuz has been a sticking point, and gas has got to be, our gasoline here has to be almost $5 a gallon, if not more than $5 a gallon, even though most of it comes out of the ground in Texas, because global supply chains or whatever. And all of this because George W. Bush couldn't leave Saddam Hussein in power in 2003. Because he had to be deposed because a country that wasn't Iraq attacked us. Global warming. Turn on headlights. Give them a break. Road work, 2 miles. Use caution. Multi-step process to turn off a steering wheel heater. Okay. All right. Signal back. Yep. It drops and picks up and drops and picks up, but I think there's some settings that I could change to make that handle things better. I'm gonna have to get into the settings for the RoamLink device, and I'm also gonna have to get into the settings for the Streamlabs encoder. But I think I got that figured out. I think I can figure out where to change that because it shouldn't have dropped out that long. It would have dropped a little bit, but not a lot. And unfortunately, it sounds like it dropped a lot. So I'm going to have to take a look back through the YouTube stream to see exactly where it dropped, because I've got that route memorized, and that route gives me information on how well the signal itself works. So we will get that hammered out. Georgette, I greatly appreciate your help today. I definitely needed that because I'm aware I've got the route through this area mapped out with where the cellular dead zones are, where things should be picking up and where they're not, and where those ISSI thresholds are. Yeah. I've got a pretty good idea of what the thresholds are in those locations, and I'll take a look and see when it came and went, and match those up with your reports, and then I'll be able to change things and see what we need to do. But I appreciate it so much. Once again, if you want to be a moderator, let me know. Hit my email, dean@keystoneprime.us, and let me know. I'll be blind now.